Hey, what's up, Taco fam? So yesterday I played in the Stone Mountain Regional. Didn't do so hot. It was top 48 cutout. I'll talk about the matchups and what I think. But there was 9 rounds of Swiss, top 48. I went X3-1, and unfortunately, two of my losses was to unplayable hands. Like, I'll show you the unplayable hands as they come through. But I'll show you what I played and all that. And probably going to make some changes maybe. But for the monsters, 3 Aluber, 3 Albaz. A lot of the games I lost, I kept drawing him. And no way to like really use him. So I might just figure out a way to play a card that goes with it more. And then 2 Quim, 2 Cartesia. Like, these were really good. I honestly didn't see a way to this card a lot yesterday, which was kind of weird because I'm still on 3 fusion deployment and 2 of hers, so I don't know. For the Bestials, nothing really changed. These got sided out a lot, and if once I tell you about the matchups, it was so weird. Like, the format is so diverse, you'll see so much stuff. And then I played Shroud of Dragon and Mercurier. For the first time, Tweety Bird wasn't stuck in my hand all day, but I barely saw this card. I searched it when I needed to see it. So, and Shrouded was good. So nothing really changed. 14 monsters. And for spells, 3 Branded Fusion. None changed. Nothing changed about any of these cards, to be honest. Nadir Servant. And 3 Fusion Deployment. So still 12 cards. And then I played 1 lost and 1 red. So one of the games I lost, I actually drew this in my hand and couldn't do anything with it. I had an Albaz, but no way to put it in the grave. And then for the non-engine slots, I decided to try something different and play the 2 Super Poly because I was expecting a lot of other decks like Rescue Ace and stuff like that, which it did come up, but I mainly expected a lot of Manadium and didn't really play Manadium at all. Like, none of my matches were that, and I don't even think we had that many in the room. 3 books, those were pretty good, and 2 Eclipse. So in my next build, I probably will just not play this altogether. It wasn't bad, but it didn't help me as much as I wanted it to. Like, when I saw it, it was good, but it was all right. These cards I actually bricked off of, even just playing the 2 and the 1. There's one match where I bricked, like, no cards playable because I opened 1 and 1, and I had no way for my opponent to interact with me. Like, if I had full combo or whatever, I wouldn't say I bricked off these in that sense, but one of the hands I just drew them and I couldn't play them. But I would have full combo and I would wait for them to hand trap me and they just wouldn't. And I wouldn't have any cards to discard, which is weird. I wouldn't draw any of those kind of cards, so I couldn't like get them out of my hand to like keep other cards. So I would end my turn with those 1 and 1 in my hand, and once they break them, my monsters, I was on nothing. Like, I had a little bit of follow-up, but those cards kind of killed me. Retribution, this card stayed in my hand every game, no matter what. And it's so annoying, but it does come up. And Duplication, I drew this a couple times and it was actually still good regardless. Because if I had no way to fusion, but I had a way to Quim, I'd just use Quim to send fusion for that. Then extra deck. I changed a few cards at the end, but these pretty much stay the same. These were good. I somewhat kind of want to play more Albaz Fusion monsters, but I'll get to that a little bit later. 2 bosses. I didn't get a chance to really summon either of these that much. No Dragon Link, so I didn't play against them, but I summoned this 1 time, and it actually kept me alive. Titanclad and Rimbrum. I didn't summon Rimbrum at all, but I did use this graveyard effect a lot, and the Titan did what Titan does. 2 Grand Guignol. And no, I'm not playing the targets for it. I know that's going to sound a little weird, but it actually didn't come up at all to need a target for it. But with some of the changes in the extra deck, I probably just put it in just to have it. But I didn't ever get a chance to use this effect because it was either outed or banished or something beforehand. So it just didn't come up. And I play one Chimera because that's standard. And super poly targets. So this came up a lot, helped me in Rescue Ace matchup, which is fine. It comes up in other matchups too. This was for Mannadium. I didn't see it. I intentionally used this over Draco Equiste, only because of certain matchups. If they're playing the Grave of Super Ancient Organism, this is one of the monsters I can attack under that card, but it was decent. And this came up a couple times off of like Nadir Servant sending it, but I didn't play against any of the Chimera decks, so yeah, probably will change that. And for my side deck, so the side deck, it was a little controversial, a little weird, so I was trying to get it figured out. So I played 3 Droll, only hand trap I actually played. It's kind of necessary. I expected a lot more like combo decks, and I played against a few, but I didn't draw them that much. 2 Radiant, this was strictly for Pearly, and this is one of the cards that I could use to make the Curse of Dragon, not the Curse of Dragon, the Phantom Beast. That's one of the cards I could use, but it was mainly for Pearly. And it did come up, but I was so low on card advantage when I discarded to fuse with it with Albaz. I had to make a different fusion because I didn't have a way to go into a Mirror Jade because I didn't have an extra card to discard. 3 Cosmic for Pearly and all the other matchups, and Unchained as well. Played against 1 Unchained, and I didn't draw this card, but it didn't really matter as much. 1 Herald of the Abyss, that's for Pearly. 1 Duster, and 2 Darkhold. Darkhold actually came in clutch today. It was pretty good. Daruma Cannon. This is also for like Cash, Pearly, and I didn't play against no Cash at all either. And there was a lot still in the room. And 2-Dimensional Barrier. I sided him in a couple times, but I didn't draw it, I guess. So, and I didn't have thrust access into it either. So, all right. So that's it for the profile. So I'll just talk about my matchups. So round 1, I played against Adventure Sprite. I ended up winning that one, taking the lead on that. Round 2, I played against Labyrinth. I ended up winning that match. Round 3, I played against Rescue Ace, which I played against Noah Green. Me and him ended up drawing. So I won game 1. Game 2, he broke my board and was able to OTK me with access code. I had a way to potentially try to survive, but it wasn't going to be good enough. And then I was going first game 3, and we went to time, like 2 minutes on the clock. So ended up being a draw. And I had full combo too, but so did he. Round 4, I played against Gold Pride. So this was sussy. I lost this game in game 3 because I drew really bad against this guy. Like, I didn't brick on him, but I drew really bad games 1 and game 3. And I kept trying to catch him because he wasn't necessarily letting me shuffle his deck or claiming that I shuffled his deck. Because, you know, the Gold Pride cards, most of them return to the extra deck and do X, Y, and Z. If some of his cards got put back to the top of the deck or into the deck or something, he was claiming that I shuffled, and I kept arguing about it. There was a couple times I was able to shuffle. Other times he was like kind of being a little sus with it because the same card that got shuffled into the deck, he would end up drawing for turn. And I was getting ready to call a judge about it, and he let me cut his deck, obviously. So that kind of led me to believe that he was cheating, but there was no real proof. So that one, I was kind of irritated about that one, but not much I could have done about it. Round 5 was Unchained. That was a good matchup, but I just kept cutting him off of having 2 monsters on the field at a time, and it was enough to win me the game. Round 6, I played against Rika. All right, so here's my other loss. I lost to Rika games 1 and 2, winning the dice roll because I drew literally unplayable. I will show you my hand. Open your boy. This. That. Let's see, where else was it? That. And I'm trying to remember what the other card was. And like something like this. It was like a blank card. Nothing I could literally activate out of my hand at all. And what do you do about this? So what I was trying to do was just try to survive. So I set the Albaz and set this to try to live. Because of the Saronir. But the Saronir ended up getting negated. And guess what? Guess what I had in my hand? I had Retribution too. So my whole plan was to somehow get to battle. He kills this. I try to block with this. He kills it. And then effect to send Branded Fusion. But before I even could get to that point, he negated the Saronir, so this card just stayed dead. So I literally couldn't do anything. And then game 2, I drew a hand similar. Drew that. Still drew that. Drew that. Drew this and that. What do I do with that hand? I literally could not play. So it was actually irritating and annoying, and it actually cost me like my chance to potentially get my invite, because X2's made it into getting an invite, which is cool. I ended off with 16 points. I needed to at least be at 18 or higher in order to top. So unfortunately that wasn't good enough. Alright, so lost that one. The next round played against Vanquish Soul. Me and the guy had a 45-minute game 1, and I know he was getting upset that it was a 45-minute game 1, but I mean, both decks can grind, and we all know Branded can grind very well. And he kept blocking my attacks, so like Plutos and stuff like that. He lost 2 Rock with the Vanquisher already, and I was just trying to get in there, so I just kept him down low. So by the end of the game, I had 5,500 life points, and he had 2,500 life points. So because of that, I ended up winning. Round 8, I played against Pearly. I lost that one. That was my true only loss, and I'm not mad at this one. My opponent was nice. In game 3, my opponent literally was able to stop me. They, off their sleepy draws, they drew Ash and an engine card, which I was already putting them on. Whatever they had on the board is no engine. I had a Kaiju, Book, a Book of Moon, and he ended on a Beauty and a Noir with 1 material because my opponent used it. So I ended up booking the Beauty beforehand or whatever, killed the Noir, then got rid of the Beauty with Mirror Jade so that he couldn't get the My Friend for that many cards. And it didn't matter because on the crackback, because of them drawing Ash and then drawing for turn, drew another engine card, they were able to get to Beauty again. And with the Beauty effect, I ended up having these 2 on the board, and my Mirror Jade got sucked up and then upgraded, and then my Albion got sucked up. So I was left on nothing, and I was top decking. And I drew a way to get to Branded Fusion, and Sleepy drew Ash again. So that was nail in the coffin. So that was a legit loss. Not mad about that. It was a good game. I chalked that up as my only real loss. The other ones, I literally couldn't play a card. And the last and final round, I played against Infernoble. I ended up winning in game 3 by doing enough damage, and because we were getting ready to go into time. So yeah, but that was my regional report. It is a little disappointing and discouraging, but you know, sometimes that happens with Branded, and I just don't understand, you know, drawing like that a lot. And my opponents were cutting my deck, not doing nothing shady. They were just, the cards just wanted to clunk in my hand. We would power shuffle and all that, still clunk. But there was nothing I could have done about it. And they were brand new sleeves. I bought them literally the night right before the regional. So maybe I should have changed my sleeves again midway or something because they were still new. But who knows? But that was just a quick update. Didn't get a chance to get a picture with Pac though. I meant to. I did talk with him because I ran in. He sat by us when I was finishing my game against Noah Green, and we had a little bit of a conversation. So yeah, I thought that was cool. But let me know what you guys think. Leave me a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. If not, we could work on something to change it. Peace.